Have you ever heard of the term wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part.
I've been waiting all my life for this. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. We got some new merch dropping right now. This is one of our new merch, Liberal Free Zone, and the Championship Trump shirt is off the chain. I think we're going to sell out of all those shirts. I don't think nobody's going to be able to have it. We're printing it right now, so I can't wear it, but the Championship Trump shirt is going to sell out. You better get it. When you see it, you better get it because it's going. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notification. Anytime I go live, make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Larry Elder went on the Breakfast Club. and he went in. Finally, an intelligent black conservative got a voice on these black liberal platforms. They are not ready for someone who's thoughtful, right? Larry Elder isn't talking out of emotion. Larry Elder is talking with facts, and he's thoughtful about the things he's saying. Charlemagne and these other people, which you're going to see, I'm probably going to make like 10 videos about this because the whole hour Larry Elder's eating them alive. They're going off emotions, not statistical data. They're going off emotions, not logic. They're hypocrites, and Larry Elder is going to point it out. Now, let me say this before I play the video. I want you to support Larry Elder because Larry Elder is obviously running for president. He only needs like 7,000 donations, only $1. You don't have to donate $100 or nothing. You can donate $1. He just needs 7,000 people to donate $1, and he'll be able to get to the debate because he has to have 40,000 individual donations of at least $1. He's down to like 7,000. So if you're on here, help Larry Elder. We can push Larry Elder across to the debate. Link will be in the description section. Let's play this video.
Let me ask you a question. What do white people do wrong, Larry Elder?
What do you mean, what do white people do? I'm not worried about white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is. You say there is. I don't believe that.
Oh, you don't believe there's
No, there
racism?
used to be, obviously. Tell me what you think the number one systemic example of systemic racism is in America.
Oh, man, there's so many.
There's so many.
The most important one, you think?
At the top of mind, I'd probably maybe say mass incarceration. Maybe.
Really? During the Great Depression, when 50% of black adults were unemployed, you didn't have this kind of mass incarceration. It's the breakdown of the family.
I'm not going to. I agree with the family part. I'm a black man who is a father to his children, and I'm a happily married black man to a black woman. So I'm never going to argue with that part, you know. But I just feel like everything is black with you. Black is wrong. Black people do this and black people do that. And when I asked you what white people do wrong, you said you're not worried about white people at all.
I'm talking about the damage, disproportionate damage going on in the black community. For example, look at these smash and grabs that are taking place in Los Angeles where I live. There's a suburb called Glendale where at a mall recently, a mob of 30 to 40 people, they had masks on, but one guy got popped. He was black. I think most of those who were doing this were black. And in recent years and times, there have been a number of these in places like Chicago, places like New York. If I were involved in something like that, Charlemagne, I grew up with a dad, just as you're raising your own children. I would have been more afraid of my father than I would about the cops catching me. These kids are afraid of neither. They don't have a father in the home. Cops are demoralized. They're pulling back. Their manpower is short. And as a result, you tell a bad guy you're less likely to be caught, convicted, incarcerated, crime goes up. They may be criminals, but they're not stupid. When you say, what do white people do? I mean, this is a country that has struggled mightily to get over its historic racism. There was a civil war. There was a big civil rights movement. This is the only majority white country that's ever elected a black president, let alone reelected a black president.
I got to stop it, y'all, because Breakfast Club, because they got smoked on this one. They probably don't want people reviewing it. So I got to stop it and do my due diligence to respond and give commentary. So every now and again, I may stop the video to talk about it. But look, what is he saying? Can Charlemagne respond to this? Can anybody respond to this? Larry Elder is on fire. I mean, it's no response. I've been waiting for this forever. Roll the clip.
The three biggest cities in America are New York, Chicago, LA. They all have black mayors, even though no city has a majority of black population. The president of Harvard is a black female. Martin Luther King in 1966, Charlemagne, gave an interview to the BBC. This is 2 years after the Civil Rights Act of 64 got passed. And he said, I'm amazed at how many positive changes there have been in America in the last 2 years. Why, if things keep going like this, we could have a black president in about 40 years' time. Do the math. Right on cue, Barack Obama elected 2008. He didn't say there'll be a black female president of Harvard, and there has been. He didn't say there are going to be black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and there have been several. He didn't say the percentage of the House would equal the percentage of black people in the population, and it does. He didn't say the 3 largest cities would have black mayors, and they do. He didn't say the largest and most prestigious organization of doctors, the American Medical Association, would have 2 black presidents, and there have been. He didn't say the most prestigious organization of lawyers, the American Bar Association, would have 2 black presidents, and they have. He said president, meaning at that point, I can feel that I've reached the mountaintop, which is the speech he gave right before he got assassinated the day before. And now we act as if Barack Obama never even got elected. And we're still talking about systemic racism. It's not fair. It's wrong. And you're discouraging black people from working hard.
God, I'm trying to keep it going, y'all, but the most fact, it's just like, what is Charlemagne going to say to this? There is no ifs, ands, or but of what Larry Elder is saying. It's not even a thing. You cannot rebut that.
Have you ever heard of the term wake up call?
See, look how he go. He couldn't respond to nothing that Larry Elder said. Now he changing the subject called N-word wake up call. Now watch Larry eviscerate him on this one as well. He did not respond to Larry.
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I can't even watch this without being like, dude, this is such a beatdown. Come on, Charlemagne, what you got?
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney, because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seems to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation. Yeah, I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black men walking around are really black. 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
Well, I did.
As I said to him in that moment, it's just about me wanting something for my people. And I want to know, what is he going to do for my people? And not only for my people now, how are you going to atone for the things you've done to my people?
Right.
That's it.
Right. And this is a guy, Joe Biden, who, when he first got into the Senate, hung out with segregationists, talked about how well he got along with them, talked about how he didn't want integration because of a jungle. This guy has made all sorts of insulting things to black people, and his policies right now are hurting black people. Inflation hurts the people at the bottom more than anything else. Letting a bunch of illegal aliens into the border are hurting black people more than anybody else, as I said earlier. He opposes school choice when he has his own kids in private school. And we lost a year, almost 2 years of in-school education in California because of COVID that he supported. I mean, this guy has done monstrous things to black people. And then for him to come in here and tell you how you ought to think as a black person, it blew my mind.
This video can be 6 hours. I'm gonna make a part 2 because I want y'all to digest that, and then I'm gonna make another video because he wrecked another person on the show. But the things that Larry Elder is saying is just so important for the world to hear. I think Larry Elder running for president is far beyond being able to be the president. This rhetoric needs to be presented. African-American people, or people, I like to say Americans of African descent, because half of us have never even looked at Africa. But we never heard Larry Elder's side. We think every black person thinks somewhere similar to Charlemagne. A little bit more, a little bit less. Nobody's ever heard, I'm not saying ever, but it's rare that you hear a black man who's articulate, who's knowledgeable, who's educated, come in and give a perspective that most black people do not receive. Either they don't receive because they haven't heard, or they hear and they don't receive. We need to get Larry Elder to the point of, making it onto the thing. The link will be in the bio to be able to donate to Larry Elder so you can get that. Only 7,000. There's going to be, I would say 300,000, 400,000 people watching this video. We only need 7,000 $1 donations. All right, link is in the description section. Catch me on part 2. I'll see you. I'll be out.